Madeleines look fancy, but they're actually one of the most precise little cakes you'll ever make. And if you get a good hump, you did it right. They actually come from the Lorraine region in France. And fun fact, they became famous because a writer named Marcel Proust wrote about dipping one of these in tea. And suddenly, this tiny shell cake became iconic. We're starting with eggs and sugar. Whisk this until it turns pale and slightly thick. This step matters more than people think. You're dissolving the sugar and incorporating just enough air to give structure. If your mixture still looks grainy here, keep going. That means the sugar hasn't dissolved properly yet, and that affects your final texture. Next, I'm adding vanilla and a bit of lemon zest. Madeleines are supposed to be light, buttery, and just a little fragrant, not overly sweet and not heavy at all. Now, in goes the flour. Fold gently. Don't overmix here, you're not making bread. The goal is a smooth batter without developing too much gluten, otherwise, you lose that soft, delicate crumb. If you ever get dense madeleines, it's almost always from overmixing at this stage. Melted butter goes in last, and this is what gives madeleines their signature richness. Fold it in slowly so it emulsifies into the batter instead of sinking. And here's something people don't talk about enough. The temperature of your butter matters. If it's too hot, it can scramble the batter slightly. So warm, not hot. Now this part is non-negotiable. Rest the batter for at least 30 minutes in the fridge. Cold batter hitting a hot oven is what creates that iconic hump. It's basically controlled shock therapy for your cake. And if you skip this step, you'll still get a cake, just not a madeleine. While that's resting, prep your pan properly. Brush every shell with butter. You want them to release cleanly, with those crisp edges intact. If you've ever had your madeleine stick, this is usually where things went wrong. Fill each mold about 3/4 full. Don't spread the batter, let it settle on its own. Into a preheated oven, high heat to start. This initial blast is what helps the center rise quickly. Some people even chill the fill tray for a few minutes before baking to exaggerate that temperature contrast. Bake until the edges are golden and the centers spring back. You'll know they're done when they smell like butter and slightly caramelized sugar. Take them out and unmold immediately. If you leave them sitting, they steam and lose that texture. And that contrast is everything. Light, soft center with slightly crisp edges. That perfect little hump. If you're into recipes that actually explain what's going on, subscribe for more. And I've put the full detailed recipe in the description. Honestly, these are best eaten warm, but let's be real, they rarely last that long.